Hello there, my very good friends. On today's AEW focused after news, we're going to talk about the latest on MJF's future after he got deleted from the roster.
Mercedes Mone's next destination has been revealed.
We got the latest on Andrade after leaving AEW and maybe going to WWE.
And World's End was a big night for AEW. I'm Adam Wilborn.
And I'm Andy Murray.
And this is the After News.
Yeah, there's a bunch of stuff floating around AEW related, so we chose to package it all in here, relating to wrestlers arriving, wrestlers leaving. It's good stuff, and the biggest name contextually at the moment would be MJF, who in kayfabe has had a rough time. He just lost his world title to Samoa Joe. He got his ass beat by the Devil and his mates. They injured him kayfabe-wise to end World's End. The weird sentence. He's also really injured in real life, which we've known for ages. He had that Players Tribune article over the break where he spoke about like his situation quite a lot as well. There's the bidding war of 2024, which has been a thing for years. And over the weekend, he was just deleted from the roster on the website. Small matter of that. So they didn't just replace him at the top of the roster page with Samoa Joe with the title. He's gone. He's not on there. So this has got a bunch of people speculating, is he done with AEW? Is he going to WWE? PW Insider's Mike Johnson says no. So it may shock you to learn that this is a work, or so the people that PW Insider have spoken to within AEW. They think it's a work. They don't believe he's legitimately leaving MJF. They think it's a storyline playing into the long-teased bidding war of 2024, which has always been predicated on the idea that MJF's contract expires early this year, if not like yesterday.
Yeah.
So Fightful Select reported after World's End that the MJF was taking some time off. He's had a lot of injuries and he's worked through them. He wanted to work through them so that he could finish his world title reign. And although MJF has never confirmed an extension, many people within AEW believe that he re-signed well over a year ago.
Yeah.
I would be shocked if he had not re-signed. I think he's been a scamp because he wants to build intrigue and he's a wrestler. That's the job. So there you go. That's the latest on MJF situation. I wouldn't. You've got a cheeky look on your face.
No, I'm astonished that people are thinking that he might leave. Like, why would you do that sort of storyline with him and Cole and what have you, and be like, well, that's that taken care of then.
See you later.
It's obvious that he's going to have to take some time off for his injuries, and he's going to come back and immediately get back into a feud with the Devil, Adam Cole, which you and I were talking before we came in here. Best resolution to that storyline, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Cole being revealed in that stable that they've got. But yeah, you and I also previously said many moons ago, it all went very quiet on that bidding war of 2024 storyline because I think, like you say, a lot of people went, oh cool, so he's re-signed.
Yeah, I think he's
early last year, midway, at some point last year at the very least. It's just a case, I reckon, of over the Christmas period, they've got the work experience lads in, and they've gone, can you get rid of MJF at the top of as the champion? And they've gone, yep, delete, and forgot to just. There was someone, wasn't there, who wasn't in the PWI 500 or something, where they were like, oh, we can't put them there, so we'll just delete them from that spreadsheet for now. And then they forgot to put them back in.
Kazuchika Okada, bye.
It's just admin stuff. I don't even think that this. I know they've had like, ooh, the Devil can hack into the lighting grid. I don't think they're going to be like, the Devil hacked into the roster page.
The Devil's got an admin account on the WordPress.
It's just they've gone, delete him as champion. Whoops, we forgot to reinstate him. It's nothing, this.
Could be that, or it could be them just being scamps.
Or that, yeah.
Going, hey, if we remove him from the roster, people will talk about it. Example, evidence right here.
But yeah, he's going nowhere.
Yeah, I think he's staying put as well. Let us know down below, though. Do you think he's on his way to WWE? Royal Rumble's coming right up. I mean, he's a bit injured, but he's still.
They've got more than enough main events for the time.
Oh, yeah, God.
We talked a little bit about that in the WWE video. Go and check that out. But yeah, let us know. And let us know what you'd like to see him do when he comes back. Babyface, heel. He's obviously going to be babyface in the feud with the Devil. Whoa. I'm excited, but yeah, get well soon, Max. But one person who could be arriving in AEW is one Mercedes Mone. Yes, this story is rolling on into 2024. Loads of speculation, especially towards the end of last year. Could she be going to AEW? Could she be returning to WWE? A lot of people thought she might have been the big surprise. Former WWE champion who was going to show up on day one last night. That wasn't the case. It was Jinder Mahal. And The Rock, I suppose. But also, Mercedes Mone appears to be heading to AEW because talks between her and WWE have fallen apart. Fightful Select report that after discussions collapsed, Mone could be closing in on a decision that would put her working for AEW. They were far apart on terms with WWE and Mercedes. The discussions that have been going on for ages, obviously she was at All In, wasn't she? She was in the crowd. They've been going on for months and months and months now. It looked like they couldn't reach an agreement at the end of last month, but now industry sources have told Fightful that AEW is the likely destination. Apparently Mercedes seeking one of the largest contracts for a women's wrestler in history, more than deserved as well.
Yeah, I love Mercedes. She's one of my favourite wrestlers probably ever at this stage. So I've always said on social media, on videos or whatever, her run, her like post WWE run got cut short.
Yes.
She was injured in May. She's not competing since. She only had like 4 or 5 matches or something like that outside of WWE. As a selfish fan, I want that to continue. I want to see her wrestling everywhere. In Japan, in Mexico, in Europe if she wants to, in the US, just wherever the hell. Like I want to see that variety. I want to see that mix because I think it's good not only for us nerd fans who dive deep into all the obscure stuff, but it's a nerd is a positive term, by the way. We're taking it back in 2024. I've lost my train of thought here. Yeah, it's good for us who want to see that stuff, and it's also good for wider scenes who have this big star who's awesome coming in to compete. It's great across the board. So if she's going to sign with AEW, she'll have the freedom to work for companies like CMLL and New Japan, or the Stardom, Tokyo Joshi Pro if she wants. Her and Miyu Yamashita would be actually sick, so why not? But yeah, like I'm pretty happy with this. If she goes back to WWE, I think she'd do a great job, but I don't want to see that happen for another couple of years.
Yeah, she'd be a megastar if she returned to WWE, and there's some real intrigue as to what she could do there with the resurgence of Bayley. I'm predicting in 2024, and obviously lots of exciting Jade Cargill, lots of exciting matchups that she could have there. But I think, the options within AEW and beyond are far more fascinating for me. And WWE aren't going anywhere. She can always go back, and she will, I think, eventually, obviously with Triple H now being at the helm. But for the time being, get her in AEW, put her in some huge matches, and let her. I just really like this different character that she's got.
Yeah, it's fun. Like, I
as long as she brings the ukulele with her.
I was going to say, I love the So Bad They're Good skits on insufficient funds. How did she come up with that?
That's exactly what WWE had, insufficient funds.
Yeah.
They're far apart on details, aren't they?
She's so chaotic. I love her. She's great. One of the all-time greats.
I hope she can be a real, genuine difference maker for AEW.
I think she will be. She's like a proven draw in WWE from her time there. Cool.
Yeah.
Good. She's great.
Who knows? Maybe more than one women's match on Dynamite in 2024.
That'd be nice. That'd be nice. Do a Women's Continental Classic.
Yeah.
They've got so many I've sat on Twitter, we're getting a bit off course here, but I've sat on Twitter like 3 times and like drafted brackets of possible people, and every time I do it, I've left out like 10 either personal favourites, massive important characters, or just great wrestlers. Like they've got the people to do it.
Imagine you book it with the women on AEW's roster right now, and then you go, surprise, Mercedes Mone's in one bracket, and then the other bracket, surprise, Athena's in that bracket.
Yeah. Statlander, Thunder Rosa, like Julia Hart, Jamie Hayter, Serena Deeb's coming back. She had a vignette at World's End. Like there's so people like Riho is just back, and I know like she's not everyone's favorite wrestler or whatever. A lot of that is silly Cornette stuff, but like I think she's awesome too. The pool is really deep now. You can pull it off. Do the thing.
Yeah.
Do the thing.
Be brave, Tony. Do it.
Willow, Billy Starks. There's just so many names you can pull out.
For some reason, when you said Willow there, I was like, Jeff Hardy.
Guess who's back? It's okay. Let's move on.
Yes.
Let's talk about Andrade. He's gone from AEW. It's been speculated for a while. I remember we covered this a little bit before Christmas.
Yeah.
But he's done with the company now. He had that match with Miro where CJ Perry turned on him at World's End, and like he lost on his way out. A lot of people were doing the whole Brock Lesnar Goldberg thing from WrestleMania with that. It was better than that match. Maybe not either man's best, but it was fine. It was okay. Tony Khan confirmed at the scrum, look, I wanted to retain Andrade, but his contract, this is his last night. Basically, he put him over huge. He was like, hey, that Miro match was a great way to go out, and he's been a really important part of Collision's like recent run. So Tony was very kind and nice, as he always is when people, well, I mean, he was a bit silly with Big Swole on social media, to say the least. But, you know, Tony's usually like a very classy, professional guy when it comes to departures from this company and like mutual partings of ways and stuff like that. There's been a lot of speculation on Andrade going back to WWE, and Fightful reported over the weekend that is where he is expected to land. So a lot of people looked at the former champion returning thing last night and went, hey, Andrade, former NXT champion, gotta say that would be really cool. Like 2 days after leaving one company, showing up in another, Lex Luger style, sort of.
Because his contract will have expired rather than being cut off, so there's no non-compete.
Yeah, he wasn't released. It was an expiry. So that would have been really cool. That would have been a fun moment on Raw. But look, it's been quite clear to me, at least, that the place he wants to be is WWE, even though he asked for his release in 2021. Remember when he had that backstage fight with Sammy Guevara?
Oh, yeah.
And there was some scuttlebutt rumours going around that Andrade started it on purpose to get fired.
Don't do anything or you'll get fired. Okay.
Yeah, bang. So I don't know if that was true or not, but, you know, speculative minds will wonder.
Yeah, he's going back to WWE. Obviously, I think he's going to have his stock risen as a result of his time in AEW. Charlotte Flair, his missus, obviously, well, not there right now, get well soon. But yeah, it just makes all the sense in the world, and I don't know whether they're going to bring him back immediately, like you say, or hold off, and, you know, maybe we can get back to the Raw after WrestleMania returns. Remember when that was a thing?
Even the Rumble.
Even the
Could
Rumble.
be a cool surprise entrance in that.
Rumble, yeah, we got a lot of time before WrestleMania for him to insert himself into some sort of big program. I really like Andrade. I think that spinning back elbow of his killed the Judas effect.
Yeah,
like that.
You know what? That move is so great. Every time I see it, I think it's a botch.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh no, he's knocked someone out. Jeez. But it's just so impactful, and it comes out.
It's going to be great. But yeah, let's normalise amicable splits from companies.
Normalise just being amicable in general.
Indeed. But yeah, World's End was Andrade's last show for AEW, and it all did very well for them. 135,000 pay-per-view buys, apparently. A success
potentially.
For AEW, potentially.
That's what Full Gear got.
Yes.
And he thinks...
Dave Meltzer saying, the numbers should basically become clearer later on this week, which is really decent, actually, when you take into account major competition that they had over Christmas, obviously with NFL and NHL games, as well as college football and basketball. Obviously, they have and they will continue to bulk up their pay-per-view schedule as we head into 2024. How do you feel about that?
So they did what did they do, like 8 this year
Something
and like
that,
5 the year before. Me personally, I like the prestige of only doing like 4 or 5 a year,
and then like TV specials.
Yeah, I think it makes it feel like more of an occasion. The trade-off to that is that the shows are 5 hours long, and a lot of people don't enjoy that length of show with like 15 matches on it. Me personally, I could binge on that because like if the wrestling's good, I don't care. But if you're but that being said, if you know the roster's gigantic, and if you want to feature everybody, and you've got 2 weekly shows now, there is a strong argument to make for upping the schedule. It's also really good for the content, as well. So I can't argue too much. Yeah,
it's one of those. I would prefer, let's say 8, 9, 10 pay-per-views a year that are 3 hours long rather than 4 that are 5 hours long, in my opinion. But I can understand why. Well, then your storylines have got to get a bit sped up a little bit more on telly, or like you say, your TV specials lose that. I mean, Battle of the Belts is dead, but the TV specials that they used to do don't hold as much sway as they previously did. But that's the direction they're heading. There's no point fighting it. That's the direction they're going to be heading in. The people want more content. That's what they're going to be given. And I'm excited to see what they do this year. Yeah, me too. Like, I'm excited for this upcoming run of AEW TV. The Continental Classic to me was a great reset. It was a great tournament that served me like just what I want from AEW every week, twice a week, because it was on Dynamite and Collision. Some weeks Rampage as well. And Tony spoke before the pay-per-view about how maybe he's going to bring back some of that competitive framework. Like, that's been some strong feedback he's received, and I hope he does. I really hope he does, because I watched that and I was like, yes, this is what I want. It's
It's based on wins and losses. It's competitive. It's who's the better person in the ring on that night, and you've got stories stemming off from that. You got things like Eddie Kingston going 0-2 and then having to scrape his way at the top. You got things like Brody King bludgeoning himself to 2-0 and then falling. You've got Daniel Garcia struggling the whole tournament, fighting to prove he's not a loser, and then getting that one pinfall at the end. Like it stems so many stories in and of itself. It's madness to me when people go we need less matches and more storytelling. Like a wrestling match isn't the most robust tool we have for telling stories in this medium. It's the Continental Classic ruled. Bring back the rankings. I want more of that.
Yes, and as much as I don't want to tempt fate with all this, more pay-per-views I think will be a good thing. And let's not forget the time when we used to have a WWE pay-per-view every fortnight.
Yeah.
Every 2 weeks. We're going to have a blue one and then a red one, and a blue one and a red one. Jesus, that's more than enough. But yeah, more AW pay-per-views for me. But let us know your thoughts in the comments. Check out our WWE news video from earlier on today.
Here it is, in fact.
Yeah, if you want to see all the Twitter questions, it's there.
Yeah.
Bye.
See you later.